Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie is Bring Them Down. This has been out for a little bit on digital. Whenever I say it's out on digital because here we are. Would like to do this in the movies, but anyway, I think it's good. Where is it at? 6.5 on IMDb, so it dropped a little, but I think since I added it to my list, I thought it was around 7 before. Only 4,378 people rated it so far, which is surprising. And it's on, was it Mumbai now? So, so that's cool. You could check it out there. And very inexpensive. Christopher Abbott's in it. Okay. Barry Keoghan. Keoghan? You know who I mean. That guy's great. I think he's super talented, super strange and weird, but that makes him cool. The characters that he plays. And Colm Meaney is also, I don't know if I'm saying that right. But that, who's that? Go back. Oh, I can't scroll now. Oh, but anyway, so that's kind of cool. Okay. Conor McNeill is also in it. I thought he was, anyway. An Irish sheep herder family thrust into the battle on several fronts: internal strife, hostility within the family, rivalry with the other farmer, and then, oh my gosh, generational taunt cycle through. I tell you, a lot of big words there. I have no idea what any of this means. I apologize, but it's a psychological thriller. It's a drama. It's a thriller, and it's an hour and 42 minutes long. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I need help with. There are too many big words. I can't even say them. So this might be, too much of an intellectual movie for me. I'm hoping not, but I'm hoping it's exciting. Like I said, I like Barry Keoghan a lot, so I'm excited to see what this is. And after I watch a little bit of it, I'll be able to tell you what the plot line is about, hopefully. So stick around. I'll let you know. Hey, everybody. We're at the credits of Bring Them Down. And definitely a film worth watching. Let me start it that way. Bring Them Down, I want to start with the title because I didn't know what it meant, but Bring Them Down. So he's a sheep herder, right? They live in Ireland, and he's a sheep herder, and so are some of his neighbors or whatever. And I guess when they go out to graze in the field, they go up on the mountain, and you have to bring them down. So bring them down for the night, like, you know what I mean? And bring them back in. That's where Bring Them Down comes down, pretty much. And then it's a little bit more symbolic as you watch the movie, but that's where the term comes from. And I tell you what, I trying to think this film through. It's heavily character driven. I know there's probably a lot of films, but for some reason it stuck out to me. Like this, that's all. I mean, there are the beautiful landscapes of Ireland and stuff like that you can look at. So I guess there's cinematography in it. Not a whole lot of dialogue. I mean, there is dialogue, right? But it's not hinging on everything. It's them. And it's Christopher Abbott for the main part and Barry Keoghan, whatever his name is. And Barry's, like in a lot of his movies, he doesn't have to say much, and he doesn't really have to say much in this one. But he pulls the character through, which is awesome. And I was also thinking about this when you think about Christopher Abbott, who's been in a lot of different things, right? And he has certain characteristics that he brings to every movie. And he was the Wolfman, whatever he was in that, if you remember, that was most recently, that just came out this past year. But I wonder, because he plays this role extremely well. Now, I think to myself, did the writer, director, producer make this movie with him in mind? Like, hey, we're gonna bring in Christopher Abbott for it because he was perfect for what he did. Or did they write this movie and be like, okay, let's hire somebody, and then he adapted this character and played him the way he wanted to, right? If that makes sense, he's the kind of guy who is mysteriously strong or tough on the inside, like he could be getting into a fight, let's say that, somebody's going to come out and maybe punch you. This is just an example. And he'll just, be calm, cool, and collective and then take it if he needed to, so, yeah, okay, this isn't working. I was going to see if it's Wolfman or the Wolfman. Who cares, right? You know what I'm talking about. But here's the other piece of it. It feels a little slow at times, but it's really not. It keeps you interested throughout the entire movie. Once you figure out what's going on. There is one thing I would like to make everybody aware that and then I'll tell you more about the plot. I forgot. But there is a point where it transitions, right? So you're watching a movie, which what you think is in chronological order, but then it transitions and gives you a little bit of a different perspective. So keep your eye out for that, because it caught me off guard at first, and I had to like adapt to what was going on, but it was great. It's not going to spoil anything. It's just showing a little different perspective, and it's a full circle type movie. So the movie is essentially Christopher Abbott is a sheep herder, lives with his dad, and just trying to make a living. That's all. His neighbor, forget what their names are, but that's Barry Keoghan, and he has a mom and a dad there, but they're there, and they're kind of battling. There's going over people's land, sheep's getting mixed around, and it basically ends into some sort of feud. And you watch that. That's the whole. That's what it's really about. It's about these Irish sheep herders who have a feud. That's deeply rooted. Let's say it that way. I don't want to give you too much because, like for me, it was a lot more fun as it developed because IMDb didn't tell me anything. But this is so there are some subtitles because they do speak Irish, but it's not the whole movie. But they or Gaelic or whatever it is that they speak over there, something that I have no idea. So there are some subtitles, but it doesn't take away from the movie at all. As far as sheep, and there is some, I'll say, not on screen, but animal cruelty, we'll have to say in this, as you can imagine. But so be aware of that. Again, it's not necessarily on screen. It's just more implied and, somewhat like done below the camera angle type stuff. But other than that, I thought it was great. I'm not sure if I'm super excited. I haven't really absorbed the ending of this. I don't know. You're thinking the way this is going to all end, and I think it could have been a little bit better. But I will say, from the opening scene, I felt like I was missing something, and that's done on purpose. You figure that out later. But I was like, I don't know what I'm getting. I actually had to go back and watch the opening scene a second time before I started this. So pay attention in the beginning. Make sure you're not getting up and getting a tea or something like that, and not think it's important. It's pretty important. So there you go. That's what I got. I'm just going to leave one thing with you. I'm going to, check it out. Worth the watch. Absolutely hidden gem. Great acting in this as usual, and well written. But before I go, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it yet, please go watch it. Don't listen to this part. If you have watched it and you want to hear this extra, we went through that. So, that's don't listen. Don't listen if you haven't seen it. Anyway, really quick, the whole opening scene where the car wrecks, and I wasn't paying attention to who was saying what. I knew he was driving, Mikey was driving, and this other lady, who at the time when I saw it, I thought that was like his girlfriend or his wife, and she was leaving him. I didn't listen. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't paying attention. I was doing other things. I was like, you know what I mean? It's not that important. And so I thought from the time, like, what is going on? Or was it the daughter? Like, was his daughter in the backseat? And it was him and his wife and the daughter in the backseat, and his wife left him to go live with the shoemakers or whatever they are. Right? That's what I was thinking. And I was like, that couldn't be it. I had to try and figure it all out. And then you come back to the end, you find out what was really going on. So it didn't ruin the experience because I wasn't 100% sure, but now it all makes sense. It was actually his mom and his girlfriend in the backseat when that all goes down. And so that's why I said that throughout my review. Make sure you pay attention in the beginning because you'll be like me and have to rewind the entire movie. All right, that's it. A little bit longer than usual, but hopefully it was helpful. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.